Hey, what's up, friends? Joe McCall, Gavin Timms, and this is the Real Estate Investing Mastery Podcast and the Joe McCall, Gavin Timms YouTube channels. So we
Yes.
are doing a special little series here. We're broadcasting this out, talking about the 7 steps investors and wholesalers must take now if they're going to survive this recession. And we don't need to go into the details because you know things are changing. And the first step that we talked about in the first video was finding your buyers first. Critical and important. Second step is going to be lowering your offers. And all 7 of these steps, we broke it out. We used to have this big, long, fancy 50, 60 page PDF report called Recession Proof Real Estate Investing, but we've condensed it to just 9 pages, just 7 steps. And you can get that right now. The link is in the video description. If you go to www.reiproof.com/7 steps. I think you have to do the www, but reiproof.com/7 steps. So the link is in the description of this video. So check it out. But to this video right now, we're going to be talking about lowering your offers. And Gavin, why? Why do we need to lower offers? And talk about that for a second here. And I'm going to, after you're done, I'm going to show you guys proof of what we're seeing right now and why this is so important.
Yeah, absolutely. We talked on the last video, right, about things staying on the market for 1-2 days, going 30, 40, 50,000 over asking, depending on which market you're in. And you could afford to pay, offer more on your properties and still be able to wholesale them, still be able to fix and flip them. And even on your buy and holds, right, all the prices have gone up. Now what we're seeing is that buyers are reducing their prices, which means you need to get them lower to create and make the spread of, for instance, a wholesale deal. So that is why you need to make sure that you're going in. Otherwise, you're going to be, again, time is money. You're locking things up too high and you're not going to be able to move them. And what that means is, and it's not a problem, you can get out of 1 or 2 contracts, you can renegotiate, but if it's a consistent thing, it's going to be, from a mindset standpoint, it's going to get super frustrating. It's going to be very negative. You're not going to be making money, but you're spending a lot of time. So that's where you need to sharpen up on your sales skills, your negotiation skills, your building rapport skills, and learn how to actually get these properties down. Understand, because the seller is going to be looking and they don't know. They're not investors, right? They're not looking and watching the market potentially like we are. And they still think that things are still selling probably. And that's going to be their mindset. So it's probably going to take 6 months, maybe a year to actually get the sellers on board to go, oh, no, like things are sitting there now. They're not moving so quick. They're not going over asking, because over the last 2-3 years, that's all everyone's heard of that happening. So making sure that you're making, you know what the buyers are buying, right? And their prices going low enough to get the contract so you can move it. It's going to save you a lot in time. Don't contract things that you know you can't move, because you just make wasting time, and really get better on the sales side to use your negotiations to be able to do that.
And this is what we're seeing. I was just talking to a big wholesaler in San Diego, and it used to be 6-8 months ago, a year ago, you could get away with offering 80%. You know, the typical Mayo formula: after repair value times a certain percent minus repairs minus your wholesale fee. Well, you could get away with, a little while ago, doing ARV times 80%, 85% sometimes, right? In hot markets. But now they're backing down to 70% or lower, even in hot markets like California. You don't want to be caught with your pants down, right? You've got to make offers that, you know, so when you're looking at comps, you can't go back a year anymore. You need to go back 2-3 months when you're making offers. And if before your formula was, and everybody has different formulas, but if your formula before was ARV times 80%, now you need to do 70%. Maybe if it was 70%, now you need to do maybe 65, 60%. But, the numbers just speak for themselves. And if I'm going to show you right quick here, what we're seeing in one of the zip codes. We were just looking at the previous video, Marion County, which is Indianapolis. We looked at the top zip codes, and this is one of them, 46218. And what's the first thing you notice? This is just houses for sale in that one zip code. Do you notice how many there are? Like, I don't know how many there were before, but I know this is almost, it's got to be double or triple what we normally would see available in this zip code. Before, when we would look these things up, there would be a trickle of them. Now there's a bunch of them, right? Now, let me show you something else. Let's go to Redfin, because sometimes with Redfin, you get better ways to look at these types of things. All right. So I'm going to go, there's 200 homes for sale, 200 homes and properties for sale right now in that one zip code. Okay. Let's go here to all filters. Let's go down. Let's look at all the ones that have been on the market over 30 days. There's 139 that have been on the market over 30 days. I mean, that, again, that's unheard of.
That's
Most
crazy.
Of these,
yeah.
Right. Let's scroll down here, and you can also do price reduced. Let's look at the ones that have been, the price has been reduced in the last 30 days. 29 properties in that one zip code. The price has been reduced in the last 30 days. I mean, is that crazy or what?
Yeah.
Now let's sort this from newest, I guess. I don't know. Doesn't matter here. But you're looking at homes here. Let's just look at this one. This is an 84,900. This looks like it might be a good rental property, and doesn't need much work. Inside, it's rent ready. Okay, let's look at the kind of the details here. It's been on Redfin for 32 days. A rental like this, something's going on if it hasn't sold yet. And a lot of times you can see the history. Keep on scrolling here. Okay, look at this. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. It was listed for sale June 6th, which was a month and a week ago. It's gone pending, dropping, fell through, relisted, and has been price dropped 3 times now. Okay, I'm telling you, that's unheard of, at least in the last 5 years in these hot zip codes. So when you're looking at these things, you got to look at, all right, if I want comps, well, let me show you one other thing here too. Back here at Zillow, you're going to see a lot more rentals than you've ever seen before. Available rental properties. Look at, here's 45 properties right now available for rent in this one zip code. 45. That's a lot. So what is that going to do to rents? It's going to lower the rents. You're going to start seeing rent decreases. Because, I mean, it's not going to maybe be that dramatic, but guys, when there's 45 in just one zip code, it's going to put downward pressure on the rents, which means what? With the investor who's looking to buy these deals, they still want to make 10% on their money, a 15 cap rate or whatever, 8 cap rate. So if they're still following this rule of the 1% rule or whatever it is, the lower the rent means the lower they're going to be willing to pay for these properties. And with hedge funds not in the business anymore, buying properties here anymore, we're starting to see hedge funds also selling their inventory. So that's going to drive rents down a little bit, which is going to lower your price. But let's look here at solds. Let's look at solds. Now you could, before I would go back to the last year. And in the last year in that one zip code, there's 678 comps. But now it's more important that you look back 3 months. Now, still, this is encouraging to me. There's still a lot of activity. In the last 3 months, there's still good activity. 173 homes have sold in that zip code. Most of them are going to be sold to investor buyers, right? And you can look at these, and let me remove. Okay, yeah. So those filters had already been replaced. So you just got to know these areas. If you're going to be doing any kind of marketing, which we recommend you do in 46218, because there's a lot of buyer activity there, investor buyers, look at what they're buying. Let's sort this actually from low to high. There's some vacant lots that have sold here. That's interesting, isn't it? Vacant land. I like vacant land. Let's move this to just houses. All right, 140 houses. But this one sold in June, 55 grand. You can go in. Sometimes you can see the price drops, what happened to the prices here. It might have sold really fast. I don't know. Yeah, it sold for 55. But this is going to show you when you look into this and you start looking at comps, all right, what do I have to offer? Your numbers are going to change. They're not the same as what they used to be anymore. All right. Yeah. So that's number 2. Step number 2, start lowering your offers. Don't go back 6 plus months for comps. Go back 3 months for comps. Yeah. And look at the rents. The rents are coming down as well. Cool. Anything else, Gavin?
No, just keep the offers lower because you're going to save a lot of time by locking up things that you can actually move.
Yep. And there may be this period, I call it the gap, where we know what's going on in the market. We can look at the stats, but a lot of homeowners and sellers haven't figured that out yet. So there's a period sometimes of 3 to 6 months, maybe 6 to 12 months, where it takes time for the sellers to realize, man, my property is not worth what it was before. So you got to be ready and prepared for that. All right. So anyway, go to www.reiproof.com/7steps to get this 9-page PDF report, and it will outline these 7 steps here. We're going to do another video here in a little bit talking about step number 3. All right. We'll see you guys there.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, Gavin.